Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, human beings of all ages, welcome to Vibrations with Vito. I am your host, Vito. Episode 96. Ooh, it's getting hot outside. I like it. I really like it. It's tan season. I'm trying my best. I got a nice tan line around the bracelets. I'm feeling good. I hope you are too. Wishing everybody a good week, because this week is a special week. You'll see in a few moments, but this is a special week, and I hope it is for you too. The message of the week is just 2 words. Be patient. In all aspects of life, if you want something bad, I know the feeling. You want it bad. Just be patient. It's going to happen. God wants it to happen. It's going to happen. So just be patient and go with the flow, you know? But those 2 words were directed towards my sister. Just be patient. Shout out to you, fellas. Anyway, my special guest this week is the definition of special. He's the man. Let's just start with that. He's the man. If I had a selection of who I wanted to be with my sister Phyllis, I'm picking this guy. He's the man. I said it again. I'm going to say it again. He's the man. My future brother-in-law. The one and only Tom Monaco.
What up, Vito?
How you doing?
Good.
My man. Oh, we're going to do that again. Yeah. We're going to do that again. Bam. There you go. Slipped. So are
First time on the pod.
Yeah. It's a little nerve-wracking. I'm 96 in. I always get nerves. Don't worry about it. Are you a junior?
I am a junior.
Yeah. You don't go by that, though. It's just...
No. So, yeah. Thomas Williams Sr., my father.
The man. Again, the man. Legend. You're the son of the man.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so shout out to your father. Shout out to Marty, your mother.
Yeah.
2 quick shout outs. Obviously your brothers as well, but we'll get to them. Mm-hmm. This is your parents' moment.
Liz.
Yeah. Absolutely. Liz is the best. But yeah, so, Junior, what is that like carrying the weight of your father's name growing up?
It's pretty wild. I feel like I never really thought about it growing up, but it's like, I feel like you go through stages, right? As, a man, a boy, like, right. And you just like grow up and you just figure out, I don't know, like what your dad's all about. I'm sure you feel it too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a great father,
right?
Vincenzo, shout
out.
But it's like, you start to realize like just like what they do, the effort they put in for stuff, like how they keep the family together, and
absolutely.
Like, so I feel like the weight carries more now, for sure.
As you get older,
adult, you get older, like it's but it's awesome. I mean, he is a gentleman amongst gentlemen, and he just set the tone for. My
all
family.
Yeah, all of you.
It's like,
right.
Can't thank him enough for everything, truly. But yeah.
He's going to see that. He's going to appreciate that. So there you go. No, your family's great. And that was the icing on the cake. Like, obviously, I definitely approved of you right away. Once I started to actually know you and meet you, obviously, I was like, this is a good guy for sure. And then you see what's behind the scenes, which is your family, your upbringing. That was special, and I was like, "Yep, he comes from a good family, which is green flags all around."
Yeah.
And it was just it's a pleasure, and I can't wait to when we really start to get to know each other. Like, I would say I know your family a little bit, but we're gonna be spending a lot of time together. And me and your brother-in-law go to the same barber, so shout out to Mike, and we're hopefully I'll see him this week.
Yeah,
maybe.
This week or next. He might be on a 3-week schedule.
But we got some special plans, so
true,
maybe
get that fresh cut, Mike.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm going mine set up for Friday.
There you go. So I had mine scheduled for Thursday, post work, and I just started thinking it's not gonna happen. Like, I don't think I'd be able to make it. So I was like, yo, could you get me on Saturday first thing in the morning? So I'm going to be his first cut on Saturday, which is, it's even crisper for Sunday.
Yeah.
True.
True.
I kind of want to just get right into it. So, like, obviously, I wanted to have you on the pod eventually because I fuck with you hardcore. Yeah. But this is a special moment here. So, let's get to the wine. Hold on. Fuck am I doing? Shout out to Tom. In the words of my family, thank you, Tom.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to La Duca Pizza. Haven't done that in a few episodes. My apologies. But they're the best. Best pizza in New York. Not even close. 718-859-1501. 718-859-1501. 14 Newkirk Plaza, Brooklyn, New York. 11226 is the zip code. Shout out to everybody over there. But yeah, just give me a minute here.
But just a quick note on like the whole family thing, the green flags, right? Like even so, when you guys had that surprise party for me for my birthday, multiple friends that were there were like, "Man, it was crazy how your family's just like gel," you know?
Yeah, like
Important,
effortless.
though.
Like, yeah, for sure. It definitely is important because, like, obviously, when you date somebody, like, you're not just dating them, that person. You're dating like their family.
Yeah,
because you know, if it's serious, you're gonna be around them all the time, and you can't, you can't fake be like gelling with someone. Like you just said, gelling. Like you could probably do it to an extent, but you don't really want to do that. That's not healthy.
No.
You know what I mean?
And I think you just you start to realize what's important to people, you know, and the people you're with. And I don't know, man, family's everything. Family can be tough.
It really is.
It
can be tough, for sure. That's a different conversation.
When you have a good family, so you go on for a while for that. But like it's just important, I don't know, your morals, your values, you know, and like
comes from them.
Yeah.
If you got a nice foundation.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to, when you do, what's the word? Renovations.
Yeah,
you can do the renovations after you have the foundation. Ooh, bars. There we go. Folks, put your volume up. Time for the pour. That was different.
There we go.
It's different. Tom's here.
Thank you.
Yep. What's this wine called, Tom?
Santa Margarita.
Woo, my man. Cheers. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Duolingo.
Yes, sir.
I was going to say we could, whenever your sister and I cheers, we have to look in each other's eyes.
I don't know if we're going to do that.
We're not going to do that. But just shout out Phil.
Yeah, absolutely shout out to Phil. She is one of a kind. I feel like I used to say to her when I was younger, if there was two of you, we'd be in trouble. We'd be in trouble. No, she really is special. Let's get to it. Get to it. So this Sunday, tell me what you got planned for me. Not for me.
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah.
What do you got planned for the world?
So, I'm going to do it at Tyler State Park. Just so happens it's going to be like the hottest weekend of the year so far.
Not a good choice.
But can't predict the weather, so God, just give me a little bit of breeze or something.
Nice little cloud,
something. But yeah, so gonna do it. So Tyler State Park. The reason I wanted to do it there was that was like our fifth date, right? So we were hanging out, a couple of dates, and then she would come back, obviously Sunday dinners, right? So came back on a Saturday one time, and we went to Newtown Ice House for some ice cream. Then we went to Shady Brook, and that was kind of like the first probably like real discussion we had, right? Of just about like, what are you looking for, you know? And then the next day we went to Tyler State for a walk, again, kind of like serious conversation of like, what are you looking for, right?
Feeling each other out.
Yeah. And it was funny because she asked me a question, what are you looking for? And I'm like, and I'm trying to play it cool, I'm a guy, so I'm just trying to, I'm like, I'm just casual, looking for whatever, just looking for a good time and just hanging out with a good person,
Good.
But in her mind, like, looking back, after when she told me, she's like, I was looking at you like, what are you talking about? You're looking just for, But at the same time, I'm just trying to play it cool, even though I'm like head over heels.
Yeah, right away?
Oh, man.
My man.
Oh, man.
You heard that, Faye?
Yeah. So I knew day one, because I'll tell you about the first date too.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But yeah, and then we just walked around Tyler State, just kind of just walking around talking, and that was just, I think, just solidified for me, like, man, like, good person, just easy conversation, can just go around and just have a good time, right? I mean, her smile is just infectious, so she's just, that person. Then we went to Harvest afterward, grabbed a bite, in Newtown, and yeah, man, that's kind of why I'm doing it at Tyler State. But I'm gonna have, I think I have the location right, so I need to still go out and scope it out. But have the location in mind and just figured, we'll just kind of walk up and, I'll kind of let her, I think I'm going to let her walk in front of me a little bit because she jokes around like sometimes I walk quick. She's got the short legs though.
She does. She's like 4'11",
yeah, so,
maybe.
So she's always catching up, but I'm going to kind of let her walk around and then get in front of me, and then I'm going to try to surprise her when she turns around. I'll be like, hey, got a question for you.
Ooh. So this is me not knowing anything. Are you supposed to get down on the left knee or the right?
Great question. I go left.
Okay.
I think,
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
The left-handed people go right?
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, my mind, when you just asked me that, left.
Yeah,
left.
It makes sense. It does make sense. I feel like if I were to do it, obviously not to my sister, but I would.
To the future.
Yes, I would probably go on my right knee. No. Right? What did I just say?
Right?
No, I would go. No, yeah. I got dyslexia for a second. Yeah, I would definitely go on the left knee. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay, so you have an idea of the location. Is it by a body of water by any chance?
That's kind of like plan B is by the body of water. So I'm going to scope it out because if it's really hot, then
right.
Yeah, we got probably 20 yards to the water. So
okay, good.
Yeah. But yeah, that would probably be plan B over there. The only thing is over by the body of water, sometimes you got people jumping in.
Yeah,
like
can't have them ruin
so
the
it's
moment.
like people are swimming there and
shirts off.
Yeah,
titties are out.
Bobby jumping around
right,
in the pool.
And then that picture, Bobby's in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, dude, so exciting. Literally, you told us 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. 2.
Because did you find out when your dad, I told your dad that day?
In the garage, you told him?
Because I was going to I wanted to kind of bring you into that conversation too, but just knowing your dad, he's kind of old school guy. I'm like, let me have a conversation with him.
In hindsight, much better that way.
Yeah.
To have that talk with him and then with anyone else later. Yeah. But having it with him it probably was better that way for him and then for you as well.
Yeah, definitely. Your mom came out maybe a minute later and he told her. And
she knows. She was like, I can feel something.
Yeah.
She's got that instinct. Speaking of my mother real quick, tomorrow, June 18th is her birthday. So just, a little golf. Oh, excuse me. Got tangled up right there. A little golf clap for you. We love you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for everything. I hope you have a great day. She's going to be smiling for the rest of this week, I'll tell you that. You showed her the ring, and it was like you were giving it to her. She was cheek to cheek, and that was special. This whole thing is special because Phyllis deserves a man like you.
Appreciate that.
And I think you deserve a woman like her. So it's perfect.
Sure.
You definitely have my cosign. You had it a long time ago.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. She was like asking you all the time, and I was like, "Can you just stop?" I'm like, "Cause I think he's gonna do it, but if you keep asking him, you might be pushing him away here." Yeah. No, I love that. But this whole week she's been asking, like, what's gonna happen today? Should I get my nails done today?
Well, it's crazy too. So so we went out and looked at rings, right? Because she wanted to see kind of what style she liked and all that kind of stuff. And she likes. So my mom has a marquee. Your mom has a marquee, right? And she likes that, but marquees are not cool right now, right? So, but I think, again, your sister is just a classic woman, right? The round, that's what I ended up getting and all that stuff. And, it's just it's a nice ring. It fit on her well and looked good. So, it was exciting, but then I bought it, right? But it takes time to get it made because they have to put the band together, right? And I got a simple band or whatever, but it's still just they have the style, right? But then they make it and they dip it in the gold and all that kind of stuff, and then they put it together. But it takes a month, so it's I knew about this well over a month ago, right? Probably 6-8 weeks ago. But it still just takes some time. So when she's talking about it, it always makes me laugh because I'm like, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's on a timeline a little bit.
It's in the store. It's in the lab.
But then it's funny too because I'm probably a little bit more not reserved, but quieter in a sense. So when she's saying stuff, right, I listen more, right? I think that's just my nature. So sometimes when she says that, and she's like, "No, but he talks about it all the time. You know, he tells me he wants to marry me," and I'm like, "I do,
Good.
Of course I do."
Good.
But it's just funny when you guys kind of get on her. It's your family dynamic is amazing.
Yeah,
like, you guys are just great together.
That's how I know that you were gonna marry her, because if you could take us,
Yeah,
you know,
you guys are great people.
Yeah, appreciate that. We are just loud. We definitely bust on each other all the time, but you know, I think that's every family.
Yeah.
But then I think, I don't know, just for some people, our cultures might just be different. But you really came in, accepted it. You're a full-time interista now.
Yeah.
Part-time. That's my man. So we got a jersey coming for you. Yeah. Don't worry. That first one with the 2 stars, I got you. But it's just, it really is just so, for me, it's so refreshing because she's gonna be. This is exactly what she wanted. Mm-hmm. To be with a great man. She's gonna start her life. Like, for her, I think she would think her life was a failure if she didn't do these traditional things. Mm-hmm. Get married.
Yeah.
Eventually have kids. Yeah. Have her own house. You know what I mean? Like that stuff. And now all of that is coming into fruition very quickly. Yeah. I might add. But that seems to be the way it works. It happened like that for Angela. You know what I mean? Like super quick.
And it's crazy too, because I think like women in general, right? I think they have a little bit more pressure on them.
Yeah, they do.
So it's tough, right? Because you go out there and out to the bars and all this stuff, and you just see people, and I think it's just a lot of people are just looking for whatever casual type
good
stuff.
Time, that moment thing,
But I don't know. I think you find it's timing, man. It's crazy. Like, I mean, we can get into it a little bit more, but like with just how we met, how we re-engaged, how everything, right? It's kind of like that story to me is still, that's amazing. It's really like as much as I wish it could have happened maybe
earlier.
Yeah. It's like, it's still nice. Just, that's our story now. And it's, it's just exciting.
Yeah, no, it really is. We can get into it. So you guys went to high school together.
Yep.
You were 1 year.
07 grad.
07 grad. Yeah, so you're 1 year younger. Yep. She likes him younger.
Yep.
So you guys went to high school together. Did you ever try shooting your shot in high school?
I never tried a full shot.
Okay.
Right?
It's like a pump fake at half court.
Pump fake pass.
Okay.
But yeah, so we kind of were in the same friend groups, right? So we knew, friends of friends and all that kind of stuff. Like her group of girlfriends and my group of guy friends, like we were kind of like, I'd say like started hanging out like maybe junior, senior year, right? My junior year, her senior year. Right. But then we got into Spirit Night, and that's when I kind of like got to know her and talk to her a little bit more, right? And I don't know if you remember, but that's when I kind of first met you, right? Was when you were running around, and your mom was helping out Spirit Night.
No disrespect, I just don't really remember too much. I was young. If you guys were 16, I was 6. You know what
exactly.
I mean? But I do remember. I remember helping with the mural. Like, she'd be like, you can paint this because like I couldn't possibly mess it up. Like this section, only do this, blah blah blah. Yeah. And I remember doing that. But and then the only other memory I have is when we actually went to Spirit Night. I always thought that the music was too loud.
Yep.
So my mom would
speaker system.
She brought the like old fashioned CD player with the headphones like this. Which kind of didn't make any sense because that shit was loud as hell in my ears too. But I kind of just like, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't interested at the time in the dancing. So like I went every night and I was just sitting there with listening to Linkin Park or whatever I was listening to.
But you got to think too, you're almost like a little older than Johnny. So
absolutely.
But yeah, so we kind of first started talking or whatever. So to start off Spirit Night, right, or our dance or whatever, and I could be wrong about this. She'll tell us after.
Probably will.
But so it was me and a couple of my buddies, right? And to start off Spirit Night, we threw Phyllis up, and she did a backflip, right? Like, because she was super good at cheer and all that kind of stuff. So we chucked her up. She did a backflip, and then that's kind of how Spirit Night started off, I think, for the blue team.
Nice.
And that's where, like, again, we were like, just
you guys
practicing that all the time.
See, there goes. You just pumped another memory in my head. I do remember that she was fucking flying.
High, man.
You guys threw her so hard, and there was balloons up there, right?
Yeah, I
One of
think
those
so.
nights.
One of them.
Yeah, and
one of
either
them.
she
Probably
came
the last night.
she
when the
came
winner-
really close, or she actually did hit the balloons.
Yeah.
Again, she'll correct us on that. But I remember being like, "Oh my God, there she goes!
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
catch her!"
Yeah. I think my parents were even like, "Oh my God,
Yeah, they're
like,
throwing
my son's doing
chalking
that."
that girl. Yeah, chalking her. And she was tiny too,
tiny.
so like aerodynamic,
90
she was
pounds,
the Yeah.
soaking wet. So yeah, it was that was wild. But
Okay.
that's kind of when we first started, talking a little bit, and that's actually when I started. I'm like, oh man,
She's kinda
I'm
cool.
Like, yeah, I like Phyllis a little bit. Took her home from Spirit Night one time.
Yeah, nice, good man.
But yeah, didn't nothing. But I was also kind of not shy in high school, but that just wasn't my forte, right? I'm not super aggressive, like
You just said reserved, and which you are. It makes sense, yeah.
So I think I was like, I always play it cool, and then it didn't work out, in high school or whatever. But I think we talk about this all the time. It's like it's just we had to both go through our own things, grow up, do our, because when I was getting ready to, graduate high school, like I went to college and went to Bloom for a couple of years, and transferred after my sophomore year, went to LaSalle. And I was kind of like over college, man. I'm like, college is, all right. Like it was cool the first 2 years, played soccer at Bloom, all that kind of stuff, met some great people. But then like by junior year, I was like, I'm done with school. Like I want to just work, make money, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be in this area. Like I was
Really?
like, I want to move out of box. Like I was like, I just want to explore something different, right? The world's huge. I want to do something. My dad, he worked in New York throughout my childhood. So it's like we would go up there a couple times, and I always loved New York. So I'm like, all right, I want to go up there. Money's up there,
Yeah, for
all
sure.
that kind of stuff. So that was kind of my goal, right? Or like my plan.
Yeah. To go to New York.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or just somewhere different, right? And I think, that's kind of where my journey took me. And, but looking back now too, it's just like, Bucks is where we grow up. Like a lot of people don't appreciate it, I don't think, but it's a beautiful area.
It is.
We're near a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's great. You got right outside Philly. You can get to New York. You can get to Boston.
Yeah.
You got major airports. Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's really cool place.
I think we take it for granted, especially
do.
people my age.
Yeah.
They all talk shit about Bucks. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we got to get out of the county. We got to get out of the county. Where are we going?
Right.
Where are you going to go?
Right.
Did you even think about where you would go? What, like you were saying, location is everything. We're kind of in a good spot.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
We are.
Close to a lot of things.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Because I was even thinking about moving even further across the country at one point, like to
Where?
Texas,
Ooh.
Austin. Yeah.
Wow. Is this pre-Joe Rogan?
Pre-Joe Rogan. Yeah. So I would have got in on the real estate early.
That's special.
Yeah.
People, anybody that says anything about Austin,
Yeah.
it's just because Joe Rogan went
Yeah.
there. I like that, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so and I'm obviously glad I didn't do that. But
Me too.
But yeah, it was just like crazy. It's just like a different world out there, right? And that's a cool thing about like traveling and stuff. You just get to appreciate different parts of the country. But as much as I've traveled, the more I'm like, damn, I love Bucks County.
Yeah.
Like it's a great place.
And your family's here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's always a... Like, I feel like I might like to live somewhere else, but at the end of the day, the foundation is here, So it would be tough for me to be too far away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I want
Or
to
you
buy
gotta get on a plane.
Yeah.
To visit your family or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Can't go to Vito's floor.
Right. Right. I don't want to be in California and have to be like, damn, I got to take a 4-hour trip to go see my dad. Like that kind of shit.
California.
Yeah. I'm really not. I do want to go over there.
Yeah, I've never actually been, so sorry, California.
I like that.
Just, I'm like, I don't know, the West Coast.
I'm that
I
kind
just don't know if I'd vibe out
I'm
there.
that kind of guy too, where I'll say fuck it, or fuck that thing, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you didn't have a good time." Like, no, I've never been there.
I had a layover there once.
Oh, okay.
coming
Where
back from
was?
Hawaii.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
How was Hawaii?
Amazing. Yeah. So my buddy Sean, who
Yeah,
you met,
yeah.
we played basketball with him at the Common League and Marathon. So he got married out there. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I did. Yeah.
So where they stayed at,
Yeah.
he got married there.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was awesome. Yeah, that was
cool.
a great time.
Yeah.
Awesome
Shout out to
time.
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is dope. That movie is good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah,
but
it's a good movie.
Hawaii. How was the flight? Is how long? Long.
11 hours.
11.
Direct there, and then we did layover on the way back, but 11 hours out there. Yeah. Yeah. But you're on one of those bigger planes, so you got a little bit more leg room.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
People
but
always...
I can't sleep on planes.
You can't?
No.
It depends for me. I'm so hit or miss. Sometimes I could be out for the whole flight. Sometimes I didn't get a wink.
Yeah, I don't know. My adrenaline, I think, goes.
You want to drive the plane?
Like, I gotta have the aisle seat, and I want to be like, you know, because I also like I gotta go to the bathroom every 10 seconds. I feel like so.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because you do that here.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to be like, excuse me.
Yeah,
like,
right. And then these people are like, I fucking hate this guy. You can't just sit down.
Because then I sit next to the sleepers.
Yeah. When we went to Milan, me and my dad, I was the aisle, and I feel like that was like one of the. Did you see that fly?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Oh, there it is.
I thought I grabbed them. I definitely grabbed them. I was the aisle seat, and I feel like that was one of the first times I've ever been the aisle. Oh my God, I loved it.
Loved it. Because you got the one leg out.
Yes, that one leg was like,
you
thank you.
can even get both out if you really want.
I did. Because then my dad was next to me, so I was like, if I have my shoulder on him, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And we were at the back of, like right before the bathroom, like where it cuts off to the back of the plane. Mm-hmm. We were like right there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it kind of was nice because like if I needed to go to the bathroom, it's literally right there. Yeah. Fun fact about that plane ride, somebody got in trouble for smoking a vape in the bathroom. They kept staring at me. I was like, nothing. I have absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, why do they keep looking at you? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. And then I heard them saying, I saw smoke. And then they kept going in and out of the bathroom.
Wow.
And I guess
they find him?
No, not that I know. They probably did because I can't imagine they didn't. How did they know? Yeah. I didn't see anything, and I was right there. So I don't know. But people are so stupid.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that, and now you're gonna risk being like on a no-fly zone because you got to hit your stupid flash drive.
And you got to, you got to think like they're thinking the worst case scenario. You see smoke, it's like. Not
fucking fire.
Like not somebody smoking a vape, getting their menthol hit.
Oh man, how about all these crazy plane stories that we're hearing now? It makes me not want to travel, but it's not going to stop me because I need to. There's so much more to see.
And as long as you don't work for Boeing and you're not one of the whistleblowers that all of a sudden disappear.
That's the worst. That's the worst. They all disappear.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of even saying anything? Because the track record is like...
But I think a bunch of them came out, right? There's like 11 of them, I think, or more than 10.
You don't think they're going to get hit one by one?
If they do, then we kind of know something's up, right?
Dude, I know that happens now. Yeah. That shit was happening with the Clintons. Like, someone would say something about Bill, next week he killed himself,
Dude,
quote unquote.
Think about that list that they have. It's pretty wild.
Let's we don't want to go too because then they're gonna
keep it positive.
Then we're gonna kick us off YouTube. You're gonna lose your job. I mean, we don't need this. We'll talk about it off camera. Real quick, now that we're kind of on that topic, did you see let me read the headline because I don't want to butcher it. The House passes a defense bill automatically registering men 8 to 26 for the draft. It is now mandatory for all male United States citizens to register for the Selective Service, also known as the military draft, when they turn 18. Failure to register is now Failure to register is classified as a felony.
Wow. It's pretty wild. I mean, that's not a great headline to read, but so obviously respect our military.
Yeah, absolutely.
More than anything, right? But I heard maybe we talked about this one time, like Andrew Schultz talking about the military, right?
Yes.
And just like how it's like a beautiful thing that like most countries have mandatory service, right? You got to do a couple years,
right?
But the U.S. it's like voluntary, so it's like a beautiful thing that all the military men and women that join, right, are there because they want to be there, right? It's not because they have to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like looking now, and again, this is me a little bit older than you, right? Yeah. Looking generations below, I think everybody's like, oh, the generation below, they're lazy, they don't do anything. Whatever,
I agree, though.
And
I agree with that.
Not saying that about you guys, but like just in general, I think it's like people don't respect certain authority or certain freedoms that we have. So maybe it'll be a good thing that, people have to join the military and you can't do the qualifications to be in, the Army or Navy or whatever it is. It's like, maybe you get that sense of purpose of, all right, I don't want to do this, but I need to be proactive and contribute to society in another way. Right. I don't know.
I hated that it said to 26. I was like, fuck, couldn't have said 25.
Yeah.
That is one of the fears I have. Something will happen and they need me.
Yeah.
But I will tell them, would you like to put my glasses on and see how poor my vision is? You don't want me out there.
You might get a pass anyway.
That would be great. Yeah. I literally have such a bad...
Stick you behind a computer.
Yeah, great. Yeah. I'll be like, they're to the left. Yeah. I'll do that. I don't want to be on the front lines. Yeah.
Did you ever think about military? That was never a thing?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. Okay. I'm such a scaredy cat anyway. But no, I never wanted to put myself in that situation because the training they do is so crazy, which is, I think it makes sense because what they do is nuts. Mm-hmm. It's not a walk in the park.
No, you're not going to a normal job.
So the training must be hectic. Yeah. I had a friend on here. His name was Rob. Shout out to Rob. He's in the Marine Corps.
Okay, yeah.
And he was just talking about how crazy all that was, and he's gotten I guess upgraded.
Okay.
In ranks since that we did the podcast. But he's in helicopters and shit. Yeah. He's got all these vests on. He's got a big rifle. I'm like, yo, dude.
Yeah, I got some friends that
I'm in the county.
But I got some friends that are military, right? And a cousin of mine that actually was a Black Hawk helicopter pilot, right? So he's like the real deal. And it's just you start to realize too, different breed of people, in certain, especially military, Marines or stuff like that. That's another level of.
Do you think you have that switch in your brain?
I actually thought about the military a little bit. Yeah. So, so my uncle, he's a Navy vet. My grandfather was as well, and it was weird, man, because I was in sixth grade when 9/11 happened. Seventh grade. And that was big for me because my dad worked in New York, right, and he used to go to the World Trade Center. Both Twin Towers, the PATH train used to run underneath that, right? So it still does in One World Trade, but it was wild. I was switching classes, and one of my friends was like, "Oh man, a couple planes hit the towers or whatever," and I'm like, "What?" And nobody in my grade kind of knew what they were, or where they were, or anything. But I'm like, man, I know my dad was there, so I booked it down to the principal's office. I'm like, yo, you got to call my dad. This is serious. I got to get in touch. So that was a wild day. But that, I feel like after that, it was again, the country got real patriotic, American flags everywhere, all that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel once I got to high school, it was always in my mind, would I want to do that? But at the same time, I was like, I want to get a job, make some money, and so it wasn't anything I fully pursued, but it was a thought in my mind for a little bit.
Did you immediately get in contact with your dad?
No.
Oof.
No, it took forever.
That had to be terrible.
It took forever because I think cell towers are down and
I'm sure.
So my mom was trying to get in touch, and she had gotten in touch with him. I think it happened early in the morning, and then it was probably early lunchtime or something. But it was 2-3 hours felt like 9-10. He came home, he was covered in dust and
really
because he was few blocks away.
Oh my goodness!
So his office was down near Water Street, and that's a couple blocks away. But it was wild.
You know what's wild to me? That there's a lot of people, especially I guess in my generation, that think that shit was just there was no planes went in there. It was just a bomb.
That's crazy.
I've had people truly in my face tell me that. You really think a plane flew through that building? And I'm like, didn't you fucking see it?
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah, it was wild, man.
And it really boggles my mind. I don't know if people just like to be on the outside.
Yeah,
that's
sometimes
where they thrive on.
People like that,
or they truly believe that shit, and that's where it makes me.
Flat earthers out there.
Yeah, dude. That is nuts. Because when I knew the Earth wasn't flat, when we had a trampoline. Yeah, literally, we had a trampoline in the backyard. I was probably 5 or 6, and when I would do a backflip, you can see the curvature of the Earth, and I was
you can look at it at the beach.
Yeah,
when you're looking at the ocean, you're
I don't understand
That
people.
side's lower than this side.
Yes. Common sense also. You ever been in an airplane?
Yeah, right.
Why can't I see Tokyo
Right,
from here?
Right. Yeah.
Stupid shit like that. Like I really don't get it. But yeah, I had a grown man actually, 44 years old, tell me
Yeah.
that it was a controlled bombing by the United States.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hate to look into that stuff, and like there's conspiracy theories
About
for
everything,
right?
yeah.
So, but it's just like I don't know, man. Like, could somebody be that evil to do something against their own country? I don't know. I hate to believe that, so I can't.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely.
you know.
I hate to believe that, so I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
That's exactly it. in my
It's just
opinion.
like too
dark.
Yeah.
There's no
cynical,
way
yeah.
they would do that. And you know what his
Yeah.
response was? He was like, "They killed Kennedy," and I was like, "Fuck,
Yeah,
you got me there.
yeah.
You got me there."
They did. Right.
They did that. But this is different.
Yeah.
This is different.
Right. This is innocent people. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was too much for me. Plus, again, my dad kind of going through it. He knew people that were there that passed away. Like, it's like,
right, dude.
it's just different. So it's like, you talk to my dad about that, and he's like, you can't really.
I'm sure those emotions come back
Oh, man.
so quick for him.
And
Yeah, I
his
can't
Irish
imagine.
temper goes from 0 to 100.
I'm glad that you don't
see
have
my
that.
dad. Well, I do, but I've controlled it.
My man,
So
that's
it's
called growth, people.
Yeah.
Growth.
Growth.
It's easy to do if you're.
But it's
people
like,
into
yeah,
it.
that's what, like, but it was crazy how it changed my dad, too, that whole situation, right? Like, he was always that way, but now he's like, and it's great having the grandchildren now. And,
Yeah, that helps.
Shout out to
preserve
Ian and
them.
Carrie Lynn, new
Yeah.
baby on the way.
Ooh, girl, boy, then huh?
Nah,
Okay.
they'll probably be surprised again. They did it the first time with
Let's do a little future planning. Let's say it's my fault. Let's say it's time for Tom Jr. to come.
Yeah.
Tom Jr.
Yeah.
And do you want to know, boy or girl? How do you feel about that?
I'd be fine without it, like just like being surprised,
Yeah.
right? Because
Old
I've
school.
talked to a lot of people that have had kids and stuff, and it's like sometimes they're like, oh, this is like a true surprise, right? Like you don't know,
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'd be fine with that, right? Your sister's a planner, so
Yeah.
I feel like she might want to be prepared, but
Yeah, I think the gender reveals just get out of hand sometimes. That's just how I feel
yeah.
about them.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to do that.
Right, like let's blow half the town up, and then it's a boy. I don't
Yeah.
like that shit at all.
Yeah, no, they're getting crazy.
Like let's open a
Crazy.
box. Is it blue or is it pink?
Yeah, and I'm of the mind. I mean, you probably follow me on Instagram and stuff. I'm not a very big social media
Right.
type person,
Right.
right? So it's like, it's just not my bag, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh man, gender reveal, here it is, right?
Yep.
That's just not who I am.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan of that shit either.
Yeah.
Like when my sister Angela did it, it was kind of cool, and it was reserved.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like let's do it outside, let's
Yeah.
shoot something in the air,
Right.
that kind of stuff. It was like
Dane
yeah,
shanking one into
yeah,
the house or something.
yeah, right.
No, shout out Dane. Good.
Dane's great. Dane's great.
Dane.
Let me just say this. I am blessed to have two great brother-in-laws. One very soon, one current. Truly, I couldn't pick two better men for my sisters who I love and appreciate more than anything. They were both. Angela was more of the parent when I was a kid, and Phyllis was kind of just trying to have fun and still be
Yeah.
the parent. Obviously, like when she was very responsible, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the two of them together really instilled a lot of respect, values into me. Obviously, my parents did the same, but
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with the two of them because
Yeah.
when I was growing up, my parents were at the pizza shop.
Yeah. You had your Nona.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
wish
Some-
I would have been able to meet her.
My God, dude,
Yeah.
you would have loved her. She would have loved you.
Yeah.
Truly, she would have loved you. I always say that I wish she got a chance to see Johnny
Yeah.
because she
Yeah.
passed before Johnny was born. And I'm a big believer in God takes and He gives.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So He took Nonna, He gave us Johnny. Johnny's a blessing
Yeah.
to the whole family.
good.
Yeah. So
Did you meet all your grandparents?
I never met either one. Let me not say that because my dad's father was at my baptism, but I don't remember, obviously.
Yeah.
And he passed in 04, I think,
Okay.
or 03.
Okay.
I think 04. But so I don't have a real memory. I have that one picture of him holding me.
Sure.
But I never met him, like with the sound mind.
Right.
I met his mother probably for a total of like 4 weeks because we went over there a week 4 times. She was great too. She was great. She was awesome. Nana Angelina, rest in peace. But my mom's dad, he passed in 93.
Okay. Gotcha.
93. I was born in 97.
Right.
And oh my God, the way everyone talks about him, I wish I got a
It
chance
seemed
to meet
like
him. Yeah. The
dude.
life of the party.
Yeah.
The
Started
glue.
it all for you guys.
Yeah, he
here
did.
Too, right?
Yeah, he did.
If you think about it.
Right.
Taking that journey over here.
Right.
Wild.
Right. And they called him Pajarane, which means
Big
like
Daddy or
yeah,
something?
basically Big Daddy, yeah, the big guy, yeah. So his name held a lot of weight. Yeah, like they would love you. They would appreciate you. They would appreciate how much Phyllis loves you. And that would ring bells for them.
Yeah,
so
it's good feeling, man.
yeah. You met everyone, all your grandparents, right?
No. So only really my mom's mom, my Nana Doots.
Okay.
So her name was Rita, but everybody called her Doots. So
see,
Nana
fire
Doots.
nickname.
Yeah,
I like when
right.
people get fire nicknames because
it's a sick nickname.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dudes.
So great woman, just awesome. But yeah, my mom's dad passed away earlier. My pop-up Ed. So yeah, I wasn't around and or didn't meet him. And then my dad's dad, he passed away too. I think like when I was a baby, my dad's mom was around, my Nana Marie, but never don't have like memories, right?
Yeah.
Like so, which is tough because it's like, man, it's awesome when you see people that get to hang out with their grandparents and like, you know, it's just like, it's cool, like the quality time. I mean, you got it with your Nona, and like, you know, I got it with my Nana Doots, and she surprised us. Actually, it was so funny with our like when my parents got us our first dog. So my Nana Doots is like at my parents' house, and like we got home from school, and I remember walking into my parents' laundry room, and on the dryer was like 2 dog bowls, and she had like food in the one dog bowl and then water. And I was like, Nana, what is this? And she's like, oh, it's we're just testing out the dog food. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, what?
That doesn't make any sense, Nana, dude. What are you talking about? And then sure enough, we walk in, dog, yellow lab. So
wow,
it's just like,
perfect first dog too. Yellow labs have to be the
we always
prototype.
had yellow labs.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's just like a.
So when Phyllis finally comes around to getting a dog, do you want a yellow lab?
I don't know, actually. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but
right,
like
obviously.
I'd be honestly, I'm a huge dog lover, man.
Yeah.
So it's just like
they're great.
Yeah, they're just, dude, and they're, you know, if you think about it, like they are just like the quintessential thing you want to come home to, like happiness and everything. And I forget the quote, but I saw something on Instagram or something one time, and they're like, you know, dogs are like the closest thing to God, and like, you know, dog backwards is God, and like, you know, it's just like this whole thing of just like pure happiness, pure joy, like pure, you know, just everything. And it's just like, it's cool, man, because if you take care of your dog and you train it well and you give it love, like it's like it gives you nothing back but love.
Right.
And it's just a wild thing. And I so, you know, kind of sidetrack, we get into it as if we want, but like I actually, like for a little while, like after I started my current job, I was thinking about like leaving the business I'm in and like going and being a dog trainer.
Really?
Yeah. Like
you're gonna be Cesar Millan?
Yeah. So I had, like, seriously, so a dude that I know, Steve DeSalvio, he's a super well-known dog trainer, like hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and stuff. And so I met him years ago, and I had a couple dogs, and he is actually like one of Caesar's like right-hand mans. So like he'll go on like trips with Caesar to like, you know, train dogs and like help out, you know, behind the scenes and everything like that. But like he just like taught you so much about just like being present with a dog, and a lot of times it's like you get the dog that you need, right? So if like a dog is super excited and aggressive and all this kind of stuff, like it's like you need to like take that in and be like, all right, I need to be calm, I need to be loving, I need to be supportive, I need to be like, so you kind of get the dog you need, you know.
I like that.
And it's like, I don't know, you can tell a lot about people with their dogs and stuff, and it's you know,
like if it's the type of like there's a guy in the neighborhood who walks around with the dog off no leash.
Yeah. good. Yeah.
And that shows you that if you walk by him, the dog's not going to jump on you. He's not going to be like, who's this guy?
Dog doesn't care.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He's walking with the owner, and that's that.
Yeah.
They're going on a stroll. He trusts him.
Yep.
The dog.
Trust.
Yeah, that's all
about.
literally. Yeah. DMX always said that a dog really shows you unconditional love.
Unconditional.
He's like, because they could pee on the floor, you hit him with the newspaper, he's upset. Someone knocks on the door, now that dog is ready to kill, like, if he needed to. Like, who's at that door?
Yep.
Because someone's knocking, and my owner's right here.
Yep.
So, like,
this is my house. Gotta
right.
Protect.
I got to protect him. He just hit me, but now I got to protect him because I did something bad, but now someone's at the door. Let's address this situation.
Yeah.
That really is unconditional love. You treat the dog good, the dog's going to treat you better.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's good about you being a dog lover is I'm a dog lover, and that's going to help my mom and Phyllis be dog lovers. Phyllis is definitely coming around.
She's coming around.
She's around the loop already.
The thing that throws her off a little bit is just like she's super clean, right? So like everything's got to be clean, dog hair, stuff like, which I get,
right?
Because there was times when I was growing up with a dog, and I'm like, man, I'm wearing something black
shirt.
Oh my god,
it's all
and
over.
it's like all over, right? And it's not something where you can just be like brush it off and it's done. It's like you need a lint roller and duct tape to like, get that shit off. So,
no, I agree. They
but
have
I
dogs
get
that don't shed though.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know which breed. Like,
and
off
it's
the
not
top,
as bad, like, because if you're cleaning your house normally, like, it's
right,
clean,
you'll be fine.
right? You know, it's not like
my mom's problem. She thinks that they're all wolves, and like at any moment they're gonna turn and kill you. And I'm like, that's just not how it goes.
Right. But you grew up in a different country, with like where people are like
the dogs are outside.
Yeah,
they never come inside.
Right. So,
which is kind of crazy because they're getting dirty out there.
Yeah.
Truly getting dirty.
Yeah.
If you keep him inside and you let him out to go do his business, he's not going to be dirty.
Right.
And then like in August when me and Phyllis were in Italy, like I was petting the dog, and my cousin was like, "You sure you want to be doing that?" And I was like, "Why?" She was like, "He sits outside all day." And I was like, "All day?"
Right.
She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, I thought this
Even
was
more
just
reason for pets."
Right. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, let me go wash my hands.
Yeah.
I was like, I still like you, but now because he's rolling in the street, all that kind of shit. They shit outside.
Yeah.
No one's picking it up. Like, they don't pick up their
That's
poop.
like New York, though, man. You walk up,
fair.
you got human shit,
right?
dog shit, whatever shit. Like, it's like, yeah. Philly, too.
We saw anywhere, any city, I think, like you know what I mean? One of those major cities. We saw a guy shitting in between two cars in Sicily, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, homeless guy. Yeah. But he parked his ass in between two cars and he let it fly. And I kind of wanted to say something, but I was like, God forbid he wants to say something to me, and now he's following me with a poopy butt. I don't need that. I don't need that.
Don't need that disease.
Speaking of poop in general, someone at my job today sat down in the waiting room. Shit. Grown man.
In the waiting room?
Shit his pants, I guess, and it went through his pants into the chair. So
whose job is that to clean up?
You know what I did? I took the chair and I threw it outside.
Okay,
The fuck am I going to do? Clean it?
Yeah.
I was like, you guys, I'm quitting today if you want me to clean this chair. So I put gloves on. I grabbed it by the handle. And I put it outside by the dumpster. There was this yellow stain. How I know is that a lady, I guess, she was a patient. She was next to the chair. She comes up, she goes, "It smells like shit in here." And I go, "Oh, okay." So and then I was like, "Let me just go get." She was like, "No." And as I got up, she was like, "No, like somebody pooped." And I was like, "Where?" And she was like, "In the chair next to me." And I was
just
like,
saying all nonchalant.
Yes.
You're like, this ain't normal, lady.
This is not normal. I look at the girl next to me. I was like, "What?" And she starts laughing. I started laughing, and then I got up to go look, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" But when she said that, I'm imagining like a straight dookie, like a nug.
Right, yeah.
But it was a stain. So Buddy, he definitely pooped himself, and he wasn't old to the point where you're like, "Okay, it might happen."
It was like,
dude, go home. Don't stay for this appointment. Go home. Schedule it again.
Speaking of poop, my dad's got a hilarious story where he was talking about how he was on the PATH train one time going to work.
Okay.
He gets up early, like, so he's on the train probably like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning or so. And he's on a train car like a subway, right? The PATH train. But all of a sudden, like everybody from the opposite side of the train starts like running down towards his side. So he's like, heightened awareness goes up. You're like, what's going on? He's thinking, oh, somebody's got a gun or something like that. Meanwhile, homeless guy just hanging from the bar, pants down, taking a dump.
What?
On the on the seat. Yeah. He's like, all right. Yeah. Dude, I've seen crazy stuff on the PATH. Even the subway.
My Lord.
Yeah.
Hanging
Stuff.
off
Can't
the
even
bars,
tell you.
pooping.
Yeah, hanging. Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine
Crazy
what it's
stories.
like to be home. They really do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, they don't care.
I would lose my mind if I saw someone shitting
Oh my god.
on a pub. Like now I'm on this vehicle.
Right. Next
can't get
stop,
out.
next car.
I gotta get out.
Yeah.
Oh, you said you got what is the craziest thing you've seen on the train? Anything that comes?
Craziest thing?
Yeah, anything that comes to mind?
Lady ripping a line on a Metro card.
God bless her.
And it's probably 3:00 in the afternoon. Sun's out. Like she's just
Prime time.
just a quick bump.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
okay.
No.
Yeah. In front of two people, like sitting in between two people.
Of course.
Yeah.
People like that, they don't care. That's the difference. Like, I'm a big don't do drugs kind of guy. But if you're going to do drugs, do them in private.
Yeah.
Do them in private. And by the way, before anyone makes any comments, that was his leg
Yeah, it was.
rubbing across the chair.
Say,
Oh, man.
you'll know.
These chairs are dangerous.
Yeah.
For that. Dan, when I had Dan on here, his shorts, Dan's the type of guy who wears shorts like halfway up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
3-inch seams.
Yes. So every time he was moving, it was making that noise. So while I was doing the editing, I was like, did he just fucking fart? Like,
Multiple
no.
times.
Yeah, right. No. Shit. I've never seen anything to that extent. I've never really. I think I've been on the train a handful of times. The craziest thing I ever saw, it was my sophomore year of high school. No one was driving, and this homeless guy like just walked from the front of the train to the back of the train, and we were in the back of the train. Then he opened the door, like that back door, where like it would take you to the other. What do they call it? Cart?
In between the cars.
And then he just was gone.
Oh, really?
Like me and Ben saw that. No one else saw it. It was 4 of us, and they were like kind of doing their own thing. They're on the phone. Me and Ben are talking, and we saw him slide the door open, and then we're like, "Where the fuck's he going?"
gone.
And then he was just gone. I don't know if he jumped.
Was there another car behind him, or you were the last car?
We were the no. There was one more.
Okay.
But like it was one of those. It was like I don't want to say the caboose, but like you know what I mean. Like where there's like a bridge kind of thing to get to the other one.
Yeah, you got to go outside kind of to get back inside.
So either he did that or he jumped, and that was that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was the craziest thing.
It looked like a coyote. I don't think it was a wolf because I don't think there's many wolves in like Jersey, but I saw a coyote on the train tracks the other day, split in half, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Split in half.
Yeah, because the train ran it over it.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Do you remember when we had the coyote problem in this neighborhood? Did she ever tell you that? Oh my God, we had like 8 coyotes in this neighborhood.
Oh wow.
Like full.
They're
two of
no
them
joke either.
2 of them were full grown. Like it was a mom and dad, and then the pups were growing.
Yeah, they're not dogs you want in your house.
Yeah, no. Those are the ones, Ma, we don't want.
Yeah.
But Dina, the executive producer of the show, her backyard is like where it leads to the woods that connects Tech. You know what I mean? Like from here all the way to Tech. And that family was there every day. And so she was recording it like firsthand.
And that's actually, now that you say that, that's a probably pretty big piece of property of woods.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like that people don't really think about. Like,
right. There has
a
to
lot of
be
woods back there.
Right. And so my question, where are those things now? Because no one killed 8 of them.
I think they move, though, like similar to foxes. Like even if they say you see foxes in your neighborhood, like typically I think within like 8 to 10 weeks, like they're gone.
Yeah.
Like it's like they kind of like have their babies, get stuff together, and then they move.
I kind of think that's what she did. Like the mother,
Yeah.
like she was like, "This is safe. There's absolutely nothing here that's going to harm my kids. Let me raise them."
Not a lot of food though, so it's probably like, all right, let's move.
Right. And I can't imagine a fox was. I mean, not fox, a coyote. I mean, they could take down a deer. Absolutely, right?
A couple of them,
Yeah,
probably.
two of them for
Yeah.
sure. And now, like if
Like
those,
especially a fawn or something like that.
right?
You know?
Another, if there's 8 of them, oh my god. The one time I was at Cole's house, and Cole's backyard is like sort of, no, it absolutely does. It goes down the same set of woods. The one night it was pitch dark, and we heard all of them like howling.
Yeah.
And I was like, they definitely just got something. Like they're
Yeah.
celebrating, like
Yeah.
they're,
Yeah.
and they were all of them were like,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is.
Well, did you ever hear a fox? Like when they scream
No,
or whatever?
no.
Oh man, it sounds like a kid screaming.
Oh my God.
It's wild.
I would
Yeah, it's not.
shit myself.
Yeah, you do. You kind of are like, is that a.
And then you go
screaming?
down there and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fucking.
You're like, all right, dude.
Those with rabies, they could
Yeah.
really. Because Phyllis is terrified of foxes. The one
Yeah.
time when she saw a fox, she used to walk with my mom at night, and they saw a fox, I think, and they
That was the end
refused
of
to
it,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be like, he's more scared of you,
Yeah.
absolutely, than you are.
Yeah.
But if he has rabies, yeah, he's gonna come and nibble or try to get you.
Nibble.
But it's on, you know, not what's the word I'm looking for? Unlikely that it has rabies.
Yeah.
But those animals, any animal, all wildlife is crazy.
Yeah.
To a frog,
Oh.
to like a alligator.
We're both into planet Earth,
Yeah,
so
dude,
it's like
dude.
watching that, you're like, the world is wild.
Right, we have no idea.
No idea.
anything.
Yeah.
Like, we
the
really
Amazon, everything that's in there. Just
I want to experience it, but I don't. Like, I
Yeah.
want to go to Africa and see some shit, but I don't.
you kind of want to be able to get in and out
Yes,
and not be
quick.
like it's a 6-hour drive to where we're going. You're like, what?
Right, we're gonna get attacked on the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
No, those cats are fucking crazy. Like, I'm low key scared of regular cats because they are so
They're weird.
unpredictable. Yeah,
They're weird.
and then they could harm you. They
Yeah.
really can harm
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And then
Not
it goes
kill
to
me.
shit.
Yeah, like I would kill a cat,
Right.
but yeah, it's doing some damage. But then you look at like a lion,
Yeah.
a tiger.
You're like, I'm done.
dude. My whole body fits in his head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are
easy.
scary.
Easy.
Terrifying.
And they'll just sit on you and just
Yes.
be like, I'll eat you in a second.
That's it. That's it. Dan. Speaking of Dan, one more time, he kind of he went to Yosemite.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I
And-
went there.
You did?
Yep.
Did you see anything?
Yeah. Saw a grizzly bear.
Oh, my
saw
Lord.
A ton of bison.
Okay. All right.
A lot of like different like types of deer and stuff like that.
Elk, probably. Yeah.
And sorry, Yosemite. I'm an idiot. Yellowstone.
You went to Yellowstone. Ooh.
Yellowstone. Yeah.
More dangerous.
Yeah. And we went during like when bison were like it was like mating season. So
Mm.
like the bucks are, I don't even know if they're bucks, but like the dudes are like battling for like ground.
Mates.
to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, this
Which
what
is
we
so
do.
weird.
Wild.
Like, if you and me wanted the same girl,
Wild.
we would just, whoever she likes better.
Yeah.
That's it. They fight to
It's
the
like-
death.
And especially if like the girl's like, I want to see you fight.
Yeah, she loves it. They get off on
Yeah,
it.
like
They're like, yeah.
whoever wins
yeah,
gets
Tom,
me.
kill Vito. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's wild. Yeah. So it was cool. And you're like driving on the road, right? And I think we were there for like 4 days and we drove like 200 miles a day, right? So a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Off-roading
area, all
or-
stuff. No, so it's all like
Oh, okay.
roads and everything like that, but like
Gotcha.
it's just massive, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't understand, like Yellowstone is like multiple states, right? So you're
right,
in Montana,
right.
Idaho,
Utah,
like
isn't there?
yeah, I think it's part of Utah, like and where else? North Dakota. I forget
Probably
what the
South
other state is,
Dakota.
but yeah, something. But it was wild because we stayed in Idaho and then we would like go up towards Montana and like go in the entrance over there. But yeah, it was awesome, man. But like you could be driving and all of a sudden you're in traffic just because the bison are taking up
Crossing
the
the
road,
road,
and
yeah.
they don't move, right? Like, so it was cool.
You ever had a bison
I'd
burger?
recommend it. Yeah, had it
Good?
as soon as I got to Montana. It's
good?
Yeah, it was.
See, I want to try it so bad. Does
Yeah.
it taste like a regular hamburger or no?
It does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more like gamey, you know, in a sense.
Okay.
But yeah, as soon as I got to Montana, I'm like, all right, bison burger.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
so
That's
the
got to be
menu,
on
so I'm
that
like,
itinerary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to experience that.
yeah, we should go, man.
I'm-
It was awesome. We
I'm
rented
down.
like a big, truck, and yeah, it was awesome.
I'm a big nature guy.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to be
You'd love it.
heights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if we're hiking, I'll hike up. When it's time to hike down,
How
I'm
would
going
you
to
be
be
driving on the roads and stuff?
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
Because
I'm fine with that.
because like sometimes you go across like an area, you make a turn, and then all of a sudden it's like mountains, and like it's
Yeah.
and that's again the beautiful part about America, where it's like it felt like we were in a different part of the country, right? Like you're in an area where it's like, damn, like this is like part of America. Like, you know, I don't know, it's wild.
You think the people that live in the area are just happier? You think that's a
I think
thing?
they just treat life differently. You know, they just treat life like it's like, you know, they get up, go to work. Like it's like, I think out in that area too, it's like you got a lot of like ranchers, a lot of people that own like farm or land, or, you know, they're just more like get out, do your work, get home, have dinner, be with your family. Like, you know, where the East Coast which I love, the hustle and bustle, right? It's like, it's just a different way of life, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and I think it's just like what's important to you. But it's like you got to respect those people that do that stuff. Like respect people that do any job, right? Like it's like you need people that are, you know, in the top 1% and making billions of dollars a year, right? They're a certain type of human being, and then type of people that just, you know, I don't know, clean the stadiums at the games, which like people don't appreciate, right?
Right.
It's
No,
like
they
there's
don't.
people that do that, right? And it's important, like, you know, and it's a way of life, and, you know, different types of money and stuff. But it's like, it's still like you need every type of person to make a society work.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And it's worked to this extent. But
It's been great.
things are getting dark a little bit for the whole world.
Yeah.
The whole world. It just makes me a little nervy.
Yeah.
Especially with this fucking, I gotta declare for the draft, and if I don't, it's a felony. Fuck
So,
you.
but is that passed 100%?
So let me read it again. This was all Fox News, by the way.
Okay.
Um,
Which is crazy that, like, I mean, not a big corporate media
Yeah,
sponsor, but like they're the most.
Oh yeah, I don't care
reliable
about
news source,
yeah.
which
I
is
don't
crazy.
I hate when
kind of.
people like get all political with the news. I think all news is news. If the same article could be on ABC, could be
same
on
picture, same headline.
Yeah. So this is the sentence. The House of Representatives passed a measure on Friday automatically registering men aged 8 to 26 for selective service. So it says passed a measure. Does measure mean
I mean,
it's like a proposal? Well, you can't say
it
pass
sounds
that.
something past, but
Yeah.
like my mind is like the government works so slow, man.
Right, about everything. Right.
So like, you know,
Maybe I'll be 27 when they pass it.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Right, you got 6 months,
Yeah.
so you're good.
I hope
They
so.
ain't getting that.
It says it was part of the annual National Defense Authorization Act.
Kind of makes me think they're getting bigger into Ukraine and stuff.
Dude. Where shit's getting crazy. But listen to this shit. It says this year's NDAA, which is the National Defense Authorization Act, authorizes $895.2 billion in military spending, which is a $9 billion increase from fiscal 2024. Doesn't that scare you? That number sounds fake, doesn't it?
I mean,
But it's real.
it is real. And that's where,
That's so crazy. They print.
That's why I like cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency. Not gonna lie, before I met you, I was so anti, because I was like, I'm a big hold it in my hand kind of guy. No Diddy. But like when I invest in the stocks, I know it's a company, a real company. I can do
with a
background.
product
Right?
and-
Yes, they're selling something. They have sold something before. Crypto is just like feeling.
It is.
You know what I mean?
In a sense. It is in a sense, and I get that. Because it is driven by the market.
Yes.
Right? So
News,
it's like similar to, but similar to any stock, right? Like if a market is behind a certain cryptocurrency, it's got a following, it's got investment, it's got money, all that kind of stuff. Right? The thing that I think people don't understand about, say, Bitcoin is like there's limited supply, right? So what they say is there's 21 million Bitcoin. Right, so that means that there's legitimately only 21 million Bitcoin. Right, that's it.
Yeah.
the problem with the dollar, right? And again, I'm no financial analyst.
Yeah. Don't get this advice from Tom.
Financial advice.
That's right.
Like, so, but like at the same time, it's like they can print money whenever they want.
Correct.
Right. So we need $10 billion. They print it. Right. And it's like,
easy.
And if you have more of a supply, that means that the demand is down. Right. It's just supply and demand. Right. Basic economics.
Yeah.
With cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin and other coins where they have limited supplies, like when more people invest and there's less demand, right, the price is going to go up, right? And that's where like a lot of financial analysts, like, and a lot of people I follow are like looking at Bitcoin as like the new gold, right? Because gold again is like a type of currency, right? It's an asset, right, that you can have. But you can continue to mine gold, right? Somebody could mine gold and find a ton of gold tomorrow, right? But it's all like, you know, what you invest. And again, that's a whole nother thing. But like, it's just like it's a area where you can like look at money in like a finite amount. And not to mention like the whole blockchain technology, which is like behind that, right? Which is everything's tracked, everything's on a public ledger. So you see every transaction where if the government prints $10 billion, they could hide $2 billion of that, right?
Absolutely.
In different stuff, right? Whereas like on like a public ledger where everybody has access to it, you can't have that like anonymity or whatever, right? You can't hide that, right? Because people are going to be like, what was this transaction, right? You can see it all. That's what the crazy part about crypto is, right? And again, I think it's like, it's a huge risk.
You think it's the future?
Risk. I think it is, because even just think about like if we went to Italy, right? Different currencies, right? So if you want to give money and say, hey, I want some euros or I want whatever.
You lose off the exchange.
You lose off the exchange and you got to pay a fee.
Yeah.
Right? But if everybody's using Bitcoin, then you can use that anywhere, right? So it's completely transactional globally. Right? It doesn't matter who's controlling the money, right? That's the problem with the banks right now is like the banks control the money. And I, like my company, like we work with the banks, do all this kind of stuff. Like, but it's like, that's not the problem, but it's like, it's a risk, right? Is like the markets can go down, your dollar can go down, the yen can go down, the euro can go down, whatever. Like, you know, whereas like if there's a global kind of transactionary
I know what you're saying.
Currency, then it
can't ignore that.
Right. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And again, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but it's just like,
anybody does.
To me, I just think the risk is worth the reward.
Yeah.
I think the risk is worth the reward.
That's really what it is.
There's a lot of, and the thing that I think a lot of people think about too is like they think of it as a currency or a money, but it's like, it's the technology behind it. It's a technology that it allows you to do like,
how the fuck did they create it? And it started to get a momentum, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
there's cryptocurrencies for everything.
Yeah.
Right? So there's meme coins, right? Which are kind of a joke, right? Some of them take off. But there's actual technology behind other things like, you know, a cryptocurrency, I won't name it, but like I'm invested, right, in it. And, you know, it's very good at like a decentralized network, very secure, like a lot about smart contracts, so that way like if I'm buying a house or if I'm doing something like it can all be done on that, right? And it's all tracked. Because how many times, like again, like, you know, if you buy a house or you do something, like sometimes the paperwork isn't there, sometimes the transaction history isn't there, sometimes you don't understand like what went on before that,
right?
So it's like all of this is like tracking that, right? But then again, the internet goes out, maybe we're all shit out of luck, you know. So
I can see that happening quickly. If we lose the internet and we lose power in general,
we're done.
The whole, especially the United States,
most people are done.
That's true, because like you said, that 1%, they're fine. They already have their bunker.
Yeah, but I don't even know if they'll be good, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, because money's not going to be worth anything.
That's true.
So, you know, people that can survive, grow their own food, do their own thing, farmers.
Good thing Phyllis's garden is blooming.
Love it.
We got tomatoes and basil and shit like that.
She keeps scooping up the basil and be like, is this basil?
Yeah, I'm like,
think so.
Smell it. Shout out to Jared Colligan real quick, because he gave me that basil plant episode 69, he came on the podcast.
Okay.
And he gifted me that in the pot it was in and everything. He made the pot with a 3D printer.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. And he put the plant and grew the plant. He was like, I know you're Italian. Here you go. And I was like, my man. And we had it in the windowsill for forever. And it was kind of like growing, and then it would stop growing, grow a little more, stop. And then it was kind of like really dying. Like it looked like it was really dying. Last case scenario, put it in the ground. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
put some fresh dirt, and that was that. And it's really doing its thing now. So
I can't wait to have a garden, man.
The basil that we used yesterday for the pizzas, wasn't that some of it was from there, right? I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Speaking of the pizzas, you were whipping up pizzas yesterday. That was nice. Everybody did their own pizza. Yeah. And honestly, no one had a bad one.
No.
There was some weird ingredients
Johnny
in
whipping the pepperoni on there.
That was nice. That was nice. Yeah, everyone yours let's talk about your pizza.
Yeah,
what did you do here?
So we had some prosciutto on
nice.
mine. We had some jalapeno, we had some onion, some mozzarella, some sauce. And then it was just a little hot honey on top.
Yeah.
So it was good, man. And I'm a huge pizza person.
Yeah.
Like even prior to Phyllis, right?
Okay,
like
great.
I mean I am pizza is by far my favorite food for sure.
Okay.
Like I even was vegetarian for like 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
And my first year and a half was probably all pizza.
Were you struggling?
No, I wasn't actually. Because like my buddy Sean, who we were talking about earlier, he's completely vegan, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, him and his wife. So love you guys, but
they're in it together. That makes it better. I can't imagine that shit. A steak is there's nothing better than a steak.
So I was vegetarian for a while, and like so I got onto it like from him and just watching some of those documentaries that you see on Netflix and everything.
It makes me want to stop eating, but I'm like, this shit is delicious.
It is,
Fuck that.
So started doing that, and then honestly in Jersey City I was just getting every pizza pie I could, like just testing out the different ones, and because vegetarian you can still eat cheese, all that stuff. So,
vegan, no cheese either, right?
Yeah.
No cheese.
There's a lot of options now, but like, and there's some good ones. I won't knock it, but
fair.
At the same time, it was like, I was probably almost 4 years in maybe. And instead of doing gifts for like Christmas and stuff like that, my family, we do events. So we'll go out and go to the light show. We'll go to dinner. We'll do stuff together, right? Not buy gifts. And I was out with my brother and stuff, and I had just moved back from Jersey City. And my brother Sean, he was always ripping me for, being vegetarian and stuff. And he's just like,
that's on brand.
And
for
then
him.
then he's like, I'm gonna get a New York strip, and we're at the Yardley Inn, going for Christmas dinner with my family and everything. And I'm like, you know what? I was like 3 old fashions in. I'm like, all right, let me get one of them. And everybody, it was so funny. Everybody down the table was like looking like, did Tommy just order a steak? My dad's like, he's finally a man again.
That's how I would feel.
But dude, and it was so funny because everybody was like, how'd you feel? Like, did you get sick? Blah, blah, blah.
Did you?
I was like, it was delicious. Fucking A1.
But you didn't feel any different?
I felt way better.
Eating the steak?
Oh my God, way better.
That just goes to show you that, like, it's for us.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about when we weren't a society yet, what did they eat? Meat.
Well, they ate whatever they could, and everybody's like, "Oh, like cavemen were vegetarians." Like, yeah,
how did they know that?
Couldn't kill lions
yet.
Yeah,
and then they started making the spear.
Imagine if you had like, we have people that are like going out and buying Doritos and shit, and they're like, "Oh, like I'm vegetarian."
It's
like, yeah, but you couldn't kill a lion if you wanted to.
Right.
You couldn't get your own food.
Fair. That's
even if there was no food store, you would not be able to get your own meat.
But like, right. But at that time, don't you think that meat was the prize? Like, if they could get a bison, they were like, "Oh my 100%. God, we got a bison!"
And the bone marrow and everything.
Right.
Oh yeah, and that would feed tribes and stuff probably for weeks.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And they dry it out, and they get fur from it. Like that's. It's just like
we're gonna get back to that.
When people make that argument, they're like, "Oh, our ancestors didn't." I'm like,
you don't know.
Yeah, but you could not live with your ancestors either.
No, not at all. They'd be like,
"You're out. You're out. We're gonna eat you,
dude." You're next. Shit, you brought your barbecue sauce. Great.
Link.
Fuck that. I could never live in that time. Even like when we were America and like Thomas Jefferson was around and shit like that. They were shitting in outside.
Crazy.
Everyone in the same place.
Yeah.
Like a latrine was a thing.
Yeah.
Indoor plumbing.
Just drinking all day.
Right. Drinking all day.
Going to war.
Like, that was a terrible time.
That was, but dude, even just think about before that.
Right, before
way
that.
Worse,
Yeah. Way worse than that. Absolutely.
Like, America's probably the best, like, idea that's came
to fruition. Yes, I agree.
Of late.
I agree with that.
Like, well, it's got to be, because we're, what, a couple hundred years old?
Which is crazy to think about.
And we're like
young.
The best.
We're young.
Yeah.
I think we had a run of being the best.
I think we're the best.
You still think so?
100%.
See, I kind of feel, this is my opinion.
Go ahead.
I think that our run is over. I think that
So who's better? That's what I would ask.
Okay, that's a different question. I don't know if I have the answer to that. I just think that we're not the clear-cut best. I think we were for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now I think we're just like a run-of-the-mill kind of thing. Where we're in the mix.
My only question would be then, why are so many people still trying to come here?
Ooh, and yeah, and I can't dispute that because they all do want to come here.
Where else would you want to live, right? Because I think I agree with you that I think it's a weird time, right? Where we have regardless who you want to vote for.
Yeah, fuck all that. We're not talking politically. Yeah.
We don't have two of the best options.
Not at all.
Blank, right? So it's just like, but at the same time, like, where would you want to live? Like, where would you want to be, right? Where do you have the best opportunity? And I just think it's like, I just think.
So maybe we do still. I think we lost our lore, though.
Yes. I could see that a little bit.
The pizzazz. Like, America was the first, like, everyone wanted to come to America because the American dream was still, like, intact.
Yeah.
I think the American dream is dead.
But do you think that because your grandparents came over first, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, do you think when they were hit with the allure of America and everything, do you think they came over and they were like, damn, like I thought
it was going to be better?
Yeah.
No, I actually think that when they came here, it met their expectations.
Okay.
Like when my mom's dad came, he was like, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Now, everyone's going to be happier here. We have more opportunities. All that kind of stuff.
Agreed. Do you think that kind of coincides though with like his work ethic and his drive and his
that's
ambition to be like, I have the opportunity to take advantage here and I'm gonna do it. Because I think a lot of times people in America, like we're so spoon fed that it's like we think that everything is owed to us when it's like you don't have to work for it anymore,
And that's where the problem may lie.
Right.
Like the Americans.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And when we go like this, like we're stubborn. Like when we go, when we travel,
Philly, so even more.
Yeah. What? What'd you say?
From Philly, so
yeah. Oh my.
More,
yeah. Right. Like we don't learn other languages really. You know what I mean? For the most part.
Yeah.
They're like, I speak English. People are going to learn to speak English to talk to me, kind of thing. Like people.
But I honestly, to me, that's another point of like why people want to come to America.
And I agree with that now. So like you're making your point.
Ignorance of not being challenged enough to learn another language.
Yes.
Not being ambitious enough for saying, hey, I'm going to go outside the box. And because I agree with you there, like where like we think everything's owed to us. But I think we think everything's owed to us because of our forefathers and everybody that did everything for us.
Yes, 400 years ago.
In a society where you can download an app and be like, I want this instantly. I want to go to Giant and buy this food, and it's there for me when I get there.
Like I work with an Albanian woman who was born in Albania. She speaks Albanian, I guess is the language they speak. She lived in Italy for a year. She speaks Italian. She came to America. She speaks English. I don't know if like you moved to Albania, would you like make it a point to learn the language, or you just be like, I'm the American in town?
Right.
They're gonna be like, oh, Tom's the American, and then they have to learn English, kind of thing. Like
I think that'd be ignorant, right? Like that would be you should learn the local language.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I just don't know if do Americans go out
mentality
and live somewhere else? I feel like we're all like, well, I'm in Jersey City.
Right.
This is where I'm at.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I think people travel, but like, I think it's
Travel.
not.
They come back.
Do they immigrate to other countries?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But foreigners will go all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
if there's an opportunity and they're like, oh, I can
Yeah.
work here, they don't even think about it.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to go there, I'm going to learn the language,
Yeah.
and go from there.
I just
We're-
think that goes back to my point of why America's the best. why
Yeah, I
people
think
wanna
you're
come
right.
here.
I think we are the best, but we're starting. Let me say this: we're starting to lose the lure.
luster.
Yeah, the luster is a
Yeah.
good word. But but we can always get it right back
Oh yeah.
because of how we are, how great the
Well, I
country
think
is.
it's just like again, it goes back to the people, right? Like when I think about America, it's like I think about literally the people.
Yeah.
Like who
We
is
the people.
Yeah, you know, like it's corny, right? But it's like it is like just like it's who we are. We're an eclectic bunch of people that are from multicultural areas,
Yes.
and it just
Thank you.
is something that like we grow up in. But I think we get too caught up in again the corporate media
Yes.
BS where people get just ideas, right? And it's like it's okay to have an idea, but I think nowadays it's like if your idea doesn't align with mine, you're
in
like the
trouble.
worst person
Yeah,
ever.
right.
When in reality, it's like, no, we just disagree on
Yeah,
something.
which is
right?
totally okay.
Regardless of the point, like
Yeah.
we just disagree.
And what makes this country great, honestly, is that we can have different opinions.
Yes.
Because in different countries, if you have a different opinion,
Yeah, you might be dead.
yeah.
You might be Boeing.
And it don't you committed suicide in quotations. But no, absolutely. All right, so yeah, you made the point. I got you. We're definitely still number one, but we're starting to go on a decline. But we can
I can agree
always
with
go
that.
on
Yeah.
up.
We're
climb?
always ready for
the-
the spike.
Yeah. Fuck. We went down a little hole
Yeah.
right there, but I like
Let's
it.
talk about Phyllis again.
Yeah, Phyllis is great. Let's talk about Phyllis. This is the problem with these podcasts is when I start having fun, I never check the time, and we're zooming through here. It really has
How long has
been.
it been?
So I didn't start the timer when we first started talking. When I started the timer, we've already been like an hour and 10 in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm imagining we're close to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's just go with I'm so happy that you are going to be a part of this family forever.
I appreciate that.
I really appreciate you. I really want to double down on that. I'm so happy that Phyllis is with you and gets to be with you. It's a privilege.
Deserves the world.
Yes.
She does.
Yes. I'm just so happy. I really am, and I think I speak for everybody that like we are blessed. Thank you, Tom. That's the
You're
joke.
welcome.
We'll just thank you. You say you're welcome. That's the joke. We'll just put our glasses up.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, Tom. But no, cheers.
Cheers.
Finish this off. She has no idea at this moment.
Yeah.
But when this comes out, she's gonna have a ring on her finger. So that's
Yeah.
that's what we want. So I just want to say I love you.
Love you too, man.
I appreciate you. Here's my question: are we gonna be doing the kiss on the side of the cheek? I feel like we should.
Are we doing the double like your dad?
The
now?
double? No, I feel like that.
What's the double? Is
The
that
double
like-
is for my dad.
Okay.
I think that's because Dane and my dad do the same thing.
Okay.
But I don't do that with Dane
Okay.
because I'm not.
Yeah, we'll do the kiss. On the
Yeah,
cheek,
just the one. Just like a boom. That's it right there. Bam. That's called respect right there. That's it. And we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
But so welcome to the family.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, God bless. I hope everyone's enjoyed this episode. I did. Shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna do another one
Yeah.
later down the road, and we can talk about whatever. But this one has just been about Phyllis for some reason. Fuck you, Faye. Just kidding. I love you so much. But I can't wait to see your reaction and see your day. Obviously it's not your wedding day, but this is
Big day.
part one. Yeah, this is a big day. So the 23rd, June 23rd,
June 23rd.
it's gonna be a day to remember. So thanks, man.
Excited. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Ciao for now.